Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. We are the Group 9, and I am Ivoros Villana Borges, and I am tasked to report the entitled Emancipation and Age of Majority. So, emancipation is the release of a person from a parental authority whereby he becomes capacitated. When we say capacitated is capable na siya, competent para sa civil life as citizen, as usa ka citizen sa community and nation. So, what does emancipation takes place? So, emancipation takes place by the attainment of majority. So, by the attainment of majority is paano siya fully responsible na bitaw siya in his her own action. So, moto. And second is by the marriage of the minor. So, marriage or union is in which one or both mga spouses bitaw na under 18 years old. And then, next is by the recording in the civil registrar of an agreement in public instrument executed by the parent exercising parental authority and the minor at least 18 years old of age. And then lastly is by the recording in the civil register of an agreement in public instrument executed by the parent exercising parental authority and the minor at least 18 years of age, but the agreement must be approved. Dapat ang agreement daw ma-approve ni court before nga it is recorded on Article 234, 235. When does majority commence and what is the effect thereof? So, majority of commence is na siya kanang by the attainment of majority unless otherwise provided majority commence of the age of 18 years old on Article 234 as amended by RA number 6809. Emancipation for any cause shall terminate parental authority over the person and property of a child who shall then be qualified and responsible for all the acts of civil life save the exemptions established by existing law in special cases. Further contracting marriage, however, shall require parental consent until the age of 21. So, ang emancipation daw is a cause nga siya dapat ma-terminate sa parent or authority over ang person o property sa child nga who shall be qualified and responsible sa kaning actions nga diha sa kanang civil life. Tas dapat required po daw ang parental consent until maabot siya og 21 years of age. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm here in front of your screen to report or to tackle about the care and education for children. So these are the following that every child needs. So number 1 is entitled to parent care. So ang kaning entitled to parents care kay dapat deserve gyud sa mga bata ang pag-care sa isa ka parents. Then number 2 is shall receive at least elementary education. So kailangan nid siya at least nga maka-graduate siya og elementary nga education. Number 3 shall be given moral and civic training by the parents or guardian. So diri sa number 3 is kailangan jud tuluan ang mga bata kung sa ilang moral kung paano magbinutan magnutan sa ilang katawo or sa ilang ginikanan. Number 4 as it has the right to live in the atmosphere conducive to his physical or moral intellectual development. So kanideng sa number 4 is kumbaga na sila'y katungod nga puyo sa conducive most likely possible to his physical, moral, and intellectual development para ma-enhance nila ang ilang intellectual o moral nga development. So there is every child shall kailangan buhaton sa mga bata. Number 1 is to obey his parents or guardians. So kailangan din kaya mag-obey sa parents o sa guardians, no? Kailangan niya sundon ang gipang sugo sa iyang mga dikanan or sa guardians. Number 2 is respect his grandparents, old relatives, and person holding substitute parental authority. So kailangan jud mo respetar sila, tulon sila unsa pag-respect sa ilang mga lolo ug lola, sa ilang relatives, ilang mga ba silang lola kung nuhay or sa mga substitute nga parental authority, kanang mga substitute lang bitaw. For example, ang kanang mga tita, tito. Then sa exert his utmost for his education training. So kailangan siya mo paano og education. Then cooperate with the family in all matters that for the good of the same. So mo cooperate sila sa mga panghitabo or sa mga matters nga nabilong sa pamilya. Every parent and every person holding substitute parental authority shall see to it the right of a child are respected in his duty. So kailangan pud no nga ang mga bata kuno kay tagaan pud sila og respetar kung sa ilang buhaton, basta i-encourage sila nga mo by receive an example and imbue the child with high mindedness. So ikaan nila hang pang una-una kung sa ilang buhaton. There's love for the country. So kani ang paghigugma sa country, tas veneration for national heroes. So pagrespeto sa mga national heroes, tas fidelity to democracy as way of life. Kani siya ikuan sila nga ang democracy, ipabilib sila nga ang democracy as a way of life, kumaga freedom ba, as life freedom, an attachment to the ideal of permanent world peace. O unsa ang ibaton para makamit nila ang peace. Special categories of children. So sa special kani siya ikuan sila nga ang democracy, ipabilib sila nga ang democracy as a way of life, kumaga freedom ba, as life freedom, an attachment to the ideal of permanent world peace. O unsa ang ibaton para makamit nila ang peace. Special categories of children. So the special categories of children na atay upat ka buok, which is ang dependent child, an abandoned child, a neglected child, and commitment or surrender of a child. So number 1 is a dependent child, one who is without parent, guardian, or custodian. So mao ni sila mga bata nga dependent ba, kay wala sila parents or guardian nga mosuporta sa ilaha. Thus, an abandoned child, a child who has no proper parental care or guardians, or whose parents' guardians have deserted him for a period at least 6 continuous months. So, kaning abandoned kaning kuha na lang ni sila kanang siya murag gipasagda na lang sila sa ilang mga ginikadan or sa kuan sa ilang parents or guardians for at least 6 continuous months. Diri sa neglected child. So, ang kaning kuan ay kaning neglected child is kani sila ang gasuffer sa gasuffer kay wala sila natarong og bitaw. Wala sila natarong og pagbuhi or pag-care. Child is the basic needs have been there. Tas sa neglected child is natay duha ka ways nga mo occur ani, which is ang physical neglected o ang emotional neglected. So sa physical neglected is there is physical neglect when the child is malnourished, ill-clad without proper shelter. So kaning sa physical is kanang malnourished bitaw, kanang niwang na kay ang bata tas gasakit pagid siya without proper nga shelter, nang gasakit siya nga wa man lang siya ka adtuan wala siya kapuy-an. Tas ang emotional neglect is it exists when children are maltreated, raped or seduced. So mo exist pa daw ni emotional neglected is kanang kung kanang mga bata kuno is lahi ilang maltreated sila ba or rape baka or seduce. When children are exploited, overworked or made to work under conditions of kana pong kuan kanang na overwork ba kanang grabe pa ang ilang pagtrabaho. Tas dito na ta sa number 4, which is ang commitment or surrender of a child. It is illegal act entrusting a child to the care of Department of Social Welfare or any licensed child placement agency or individuals. It could be done in this following manner. So kaning sa surrender of a child is kanang ihatag na lang nimo sila sa sa Department of Social Welfare or any placement agency para matagaan sila og suporta sa ilang mga kinahanglan. Tas duha ka following manner diri, which is ang involuntary commitment o voluntary commitment. Ang involuntary commitment is in case of dependent child or through the termination of parental guidance rights by reason of abandonment. So na involuntary kana bitong mga dependent child nga dili na sila musugot nga adto na sila sa DSWD kay kabalo naman sila manginabuhi. Tas diri sa voluntary commitment is through relinquishment of parental or guardianship rights in the manner and for hereinafter prescribed. So ang voluntary kanong relinquish nimo ba ipaubaya na lang sila sa guardians nila, ipaubaya na lang sila sa DSWD kay murag dili na tingali nila kaya ang pagsuporta. So sila na lang voluntary nga hatag commit. So that's all for the education for children. Hope you learn something.
So may adlaw ma'am. So akong topic is mentally retarded, physically handicapped, emotionally disturbed and mentally ill children. So number 1 is mentally retarded children. Mentally retarded children are socially incompetent, that is socially inadequate and occupationally incompetent and unable to manage their own affairs. Mentally subnormal, retarded intellectually from birth or early age, retarded at maturity, mentally deficient as a result of constitutional origin, heredity, or disease, and essentially incurable. So mentally children is unstable ilang mental state. Then classification of mental retardation. A. Custodial group. Members of this classification are severely or profoundly retarded, at least capable group. This includes those with IQs to 25. B. Trainable group. The member of this group consists of those with IQs from 25 to above 50. One who belongs to this group shows a mental level and rate of development which is 1/4 to 1/2 that of average child, is unable to acquire higher academic skills but can usually acquire the basic skills for living to a reasonable degree. He can likewise attain a primary grade level or education if he receives effective instruction. So, mga bata doon nga kuan kani ang IQ is 20 to 50 ang IQ din. Dili sila kani kuan ilang skill is limited lang din, sakto lang para mabuhi sila, and pwede sila mo eskwela pagkakuha sila og kuan effective instruction. Then letter C, educational group. This group's IQ ranges from about 50 to 75, and the intellectual development is approximately 1/2 to 3/4 of that expected of a normal child of the same chronological age. The degree of success or accomplishment that they will reach in life depends on very much on the quality and type of education they receive, as well as the treatment at home in the community. Many of educable retards may reach 5th or 6th grade education level and can develop occupational skills which may result in partial or complete economic independence in adulthood. So, ang educational group daw is katunang 50 to 75 ang IQ, and then ilahang pwede nga makuanan is from grade 5 or grade 6 level, and maka-develop na sila og skills which may partial or complete economic independence as adulthood. And letter D, borderline or low normal group. This is the highest group of mentally retarded with IQ from 75 to 89. The members of this classification are only slightly retarded, and they can usually get by in regular classes. If they receive some extra help, guidance, and consideration, they have to spend much more time with their studies than do most children in order to pass. Those who cannot make it are usually handicapped by one or more condition aside from that of intelligence. So, kaning borderline or normal group nga retarded children is may highest group. Then, ilang IQ is maabot og 75 to 89, and pwede na sila masagol sa mga makonsider na sila nga kaning makakuan og regular class, and if sa studies kay makapass sila, then pwede sila maka-develop of more skills. Then number 2, physically handicapped children. Physically handicapped children are those who are crippled, deaf, mute, blind, or otherwise defective, which restricts their means of action or on communication with others. So, physically handicapped children is katunay mga children nga buta or amang o kaning bungol. Number 3, emotionally disturbed children. Emotionally disturbed children are those who, although not afflicted with insanity or mental defect, are unable to maintain normal social relation with others and the community in general due to emotional problems or complexes. So kaning mga mga emotional kayo nga mga bata, kaning maglisod sila og kaning interact sa uban kay kaning na sila something problema sa ilang emotional state. Number 4, mentally ill children. Mentally ill children are those with any behavioral disorder, whether functional or organic, which is such a degree of severity as to require professional help or hospitalization. So kani mentally ill, sabtan man nato nga na sila'y problema sa kuan yun sa ilang mental nga state, then kuan na sila'y disorder sa ilang behavior and ano to. So another topic is community program for juvenile delinquency. So kani siya is nag-aim ni siya to fight recidivism by accompanying young offenders or children in conflict with the law aged between 17 to 23 years old reach successful integration into society and be ready for professional life. So kuan kaning the aims ni siya para katong mga bata nga na nakakuan og offense is kuan nila ma-guide nila o masakto nila ang ilang panglantaw sa ilang kinabuhi. So isa ani is kuan community outreach and education, conducts workshop and seminars in school, barangays, and youth centers to educate parents, teachers, and community members about the root causes of juvenile delinquency, the importance of early intervention, and effective parenting techniques. So workshops, mga teachers o parents sa community para makabulo sila unsay hinungdan tas para malikayan nila ang juvenile delinquency. And number 2 is mentorship and counseling. Establish mentorship programs pairing at-risk youth with positive adult role models from the community. These mentors can provide guidance, support, and encouragement to help youth make positive choices. So counseling and mentorship kaning i-guide sila o support, then i-encourage para kaning dili na sila makabukat og kaning offense ba or para makakuan sila og unsay mga saktong butang og positive choices. Number 3, skills development and recreation. Provide vocational training, entrepreneurship workshops, and job placement assistance to equip youth with the skills and resources they need to pursue alternative paths to success. So mga training, for example, is kaning TISDA, and mga workshops para ma-enhance silang skill nga magamit nila para ma-positive na ilahang para ma-kuan ilahang path sa ilang success. Number 4 is restorative justice programs. Implement restorative justice programs that focus on repairing harm and restoring relationships rather than solely punishing offenders. This can involve mediation sessions between offenders and victims, community service projects, and restoration agreements. So, restorative justice programs is kanang ibis nga hatulan din sila og kaning panisyan din sila kuanon sila kaning tawag gani situlon ang victims ug ang offenders pwede po do community service and mga agreements, mga kasabutan. 5. Collaboration with law enforcement and justice system. Foster collaboration between community organizations, local government agencies, law enforcement, and the juvenile justice system to ensure a coordinated response to juvenile delinquency. So, mag-collaborate ang mga organization, magtabang-tabang, mga government agencies, and law enforcement to kaning para ma-ensure nila nga ma-response nila marespondihan nila ning mga juvenile delinquency para dili na managhan o para malikayan. 5. Monitoring and evaluation. Establish mechanism for monitoring the effectiveness of the program, collecting data on participant outcomes, and identifying areas for improvement. So, i-evaluate nila if effective ba ilahang pamaagi, kung unsay mga kinahanglan pang i-improve o unsay mga error nila para makahimo sila og kaning plano nga ma-effective ang ilang mga program. 7. Sustainability and expansion. Seek funding from government agencies to national organizations and private donors to support the sustainability and expansion of the program. Build partnership with other community-based organizations and stakeholders to leverage resources and expertise in addressing juvenile delinquency. So, nita sila og kuan kaning tawag ni donors or organization baka maka-build og kuan partnership sa program para modako pod ang ilang program and banaghan ang kaning donors o para dagan pa sila og matabangan nga juvenile delinquency. That's all. Thank you.